Family isn't always blood. It's the people in your life who want you in theirs. The ones who accept you for who you are, and the ones who would do anything for you, no matter what. The first time I saw our next senior to be honored tonight was at that same elite camp that I just described earlier when I was talking about Alice. I was entering my 6th year as head coach, and I swore that I knew every basketball player in Montgomery. But in walked this 6'2" athlete with arms that seemed to go on forever. The coaches who were working the camp at the time, Brett McConnell was now assistant coach at Princeton University, and Kyle Reary was the head coach at Northumberland, both looked at me and said, "Chris, who the hell is that kid?" My response, "I don't know, but I'm going to find out right now." As I walked down to the other end of the court, little did I know that I was about to introduce myself to one of the finest young men that I've ever had the pleasure of coaching in my 13 years. A young man who would quickly work his way onto the JV roster as a freshman. A young man who would start as a junior and senior. A young man who would serve as captain this past season. And a young man who would prove that aforementioned quote correct: family isn't always blood. Over the last 4 years, it's been a joy and a privilege to watch the maturation of Darron both on and off the court. Off the court, he went from a timid boy that didn't really make eye contact with me when I spoke to him, to a 6'4" man that can command a room and talk to absolutely anybody in it. On the court, the transformation was even greater. As a freshman, Darron was still growing into his body and trying to realize his full potential. But as he continued to grow and mature, his ability to change a game began to show. It was during his junior season where Darron was able to show everyone just how far he had come as a player. He started just about every game for that 27-2 team, but more importantly, he continued to grow as a player and leader. As a result, when the senior season came around, Darron Wallace was ready to lead this team both on and off the court. In fact, it was with his team staring 1-3 right in the face, trailing Medford Tech by over 20 in the third quarter, when Darron decided to show everyone what type of player and leader he had become. He hit what seemed to be at the time just an ordinary foul line jump shot to cut the deficit to 18, but in actuality, that basket inspired his teammates and led to a furious comeback and eventual victory that pretty much turned our season around right there. Darron finished that game recording a double-double with 11 points and 10 boards. But what that game did for both his and his team's psyche was immeasurable. Darron continued to help us throughout this 17-7 campaign. He ended the year averaging 8.3 points per game, which was good for third on the team, and he led the team in rebounds, averaging 7.1 per game. Darron was also selected second team all-conference. And now Darron will leave Montgomery and head off to Syracuse University, where he will undoubtedly leave his mark on upstate New York. But I want you to know the type of impact that you have made on me and this basketball family before you go. I don't know if I've ever had a player feel more at home in the coach's room than you. I don't know if I've ever had a player that my kids adore more than you. And I certainly know that no player embraced this idea of family more than you. Family isn't always blood. It's the people in your life who want you in theirs, the ones who accept you for who you are, and the ones who would do anything for you no matter what. Well, Darron, thanks for allowing me into your life over the last 4 years. And please know how thankful I am that you are now and forever a part of my family.